Friday, November 30th, 6 a.m. Mountain Time, 2018. Guys, here recently, earlier in the month, a mysterious ripple was detected all the way around the world, and nobody knows exactly why. Well, there's been other things going on the entire month of November, especially the last week I'd like to focus on. And there's something going on underneath the crust of the Earth at a uniform depth of 6.2 miles. And I have a feeling that this ripple that was detected around the world by seismos originated from the 6.2 mile depth. And let me explain. I've been following this now for about 8-9 days. At the website, we've tracked mysterious seismograph signatures before. We've followed energy waves from the East Coast to the West Coast, vice versa from the West Coast to the East Coast. And you can track energy on seismos across the country and around the world. If you're observant, you pay attention to these lines and these columns, which are 10-minute time frames, and you can track these signatures, especially ones that do not resemble that of earthquakes. But something occurred on November 11th, 2018, that created a strange seismic wave that rippled around the globe. Nobody, including experts in Hawaii, can't figure out why. It started out about 15 miles off the shores of Mayotte, a small French island between Africa and the northern tip of Madagascar. And I'm going to take you there right now. Let's go to the earthquakes. And here we are at the USGS earthquake page. This is Mayotte. This is where it originated from, the strange seismic wave. And you can see that there was an earthquake back on the 27th, a 5.0. And I want you to pay attention to the depth. 10 kilometers is 6.2 miles deep. Now I'm going to show you many more earthquakes that are at the 6.2 mile depth in just a matter of a week in the month of November. And there's something very mysterious going on at the 6.2 mile depth, and I think it's associated with this ripple. Continuing on, the soft rumbling, mostly undetectable by humans, moved across the globe. It was detected in places like Zambia, Kenya, Ethiopia. It then crossed the Atlantic, and this is where you can track these things on seismographs. To Chile, South America. The ripples were even detected up in Canada and, of course, Hawaii, which is some 11,000 miles away from the point of origin, which is over here east of Africa, north of Madagascar, right in that area that I just showed you. And it went all the way around the globe at 6.2 miles deep. In fact, all of these earthquakes you see here, 5.0 in Mayotte, 4.7 in Chagos, 5.3 in the southwest Indian Ridge, all at 10 kilometers, 10 kilometers, 10 kilometers. That's 6.2 miles deep. I'm going to show you a lot more here in just a second. Nat Geo said the waves were not short-lived, that they lasted for about 20 minutes at each detection location. And we've seen that before on seismos on a much smaller scale, like across the U.S. We've followed them before, in fact, several times. Gerard Fryer at the University of Hawaii's Institute of Geophysics and Planetology says the seismic frequency doesn't match that of an earthquake or even magma moving underground. He believes it's possibly something more esoteric. He's tempted to call it Mother Nature's heavy breathing, and it could have just been natural movement. Well, I think there is something moving underneath the Earth at a depth of 6.2 miles. And let me show you why. I've been following this now for about 10 days. And starting here in the Caribbean Sea, there was a series of earthquakes about back on the 25th, I think they started, the 24th. And here they are on Google Earth. I've actually listed them here for you for your convenience. And if you'll notice, all of these earthquakes beginning on the 24th are at 6.2 miles, 6.2 miles, 6.2 miles, Every single one I have listed here, and this isn't all of them. There's actually more than like 15. 6.2 miles deep. Every single quake at this location. This one over here, Central America. Costa Rica, 6.2 miles deep on November 22nd. That's when I started noticing this increase in the 6.2 mile phenomenon. It's not anything necessarily new, but I've seen an increase in the 6.2 quake phenomenon just in the last 10 days following the strange ripples that were felt around the world by seismos, not necessarily people. And I have a strong feeling that they were at a 6.2 mile depth. Let me show you an entire folder that I've made that reflects all of these earthquakes on this map that I put together from November 22nd through November 27th. 6.2 equals earthquake depth. See all of these that I have marked on the globe? All of these occurred in a 5-day period, all across the globe, just like that ripple, at 6.2 miles deep. Just north of Antarctica, south of South America, right out in the center of the Atlantic Ocean, north of South America in multiple locations, and some of these have multiple earthquakes over the course of 3, 4, even 5 days, especially up here around Greece. Most of the ones that have occurred around Greece are at 6.2 miles deep. Here we are off the coast of Colombia, 6.2 miles deep. In between Alaska and Russia, right out in the middle of the ocean, 6.2. Back over here in the Indian Ocean, north and east of Mayotte, where this strange ripple originated from, 6.2. And the reason I don't have them listed on this map is because they occurred like on the 29th. One occurred actually yesterday. 6.2, 6.2. All across the Ring of Fire over here. Look at all those. 6.2 miles deep. Now let me show you this folder to confirm these earthquakes. Here we go. Here's a folder that I put together. Ascension Island, 6.2 miles deep, the 27th, a 5.8 earthquake. Go back to the folder. Caribbean Sea, this is where there was at least 15 earthquakes in a 5-day period, maybe more. These are just some of the ones that I took screenshots of. 6.2 mile again. All of these Caribbean Sea. Here's another collection of Caribbean Sea quakes on the 25th in a 2.5 hour period. 6.2, 6.2, 6.2. The point of origin of the strange ripple that was detected around the world. China, 6.2 on the 23rd. Colombia, 6.2 on the 23rd. Iran, 6.2 on the 26th. Greece, 6.2 on the 24th. Japan, where's Japan? I know there's multiples in Japan. I think this is one of them here. 6.2, 5.5 earthquake on the 27th, just offshore. 6.2 depth. Russia, 6.2. And you see a pattern here all across the world. It's not isolated to just one area, all around the world. New Zealand, 24th, 6.2. That's 6.2 miles deep. North Antarctica Ridge in Iran, 6.2, 6.2, and 6.2 respectively. West Chile Rise, just offshore of southern South America, 6.2. Mariana Islands and Japan, 6.2, 6.2, both on the 23rd within an hour of each other. See, what else do we have? A lot in the Caribbean Sea. Costa Rica, I think I showed you that one on the 22nd at 6.2 miles deep. So a lot going on underneath the Earth's crust at the 6.2 mile location. And I have a strong feeling that that's the point of origin of this strange ripple that was felt around planet Earth. It wasn't necessarily a shock wave, it was just a mild vibration. And my suspicions are that of this, and we've talked about this before, that there is an ocean under the ocean. And this water made a movement that was felt all around the world on seismographs. And I do strongly believe more and more as we move forward, and the more I study this possible phenomenon, it's just a theory, that there is indeed an ocean underneath the ocean, possibly at a depth of 6.2 miles deep. And these are just the ones from November 22nd through November 27th. There are many more, but there did seem to be an uptick in this time frame. And I do think it has something to do with the strange ripple that was felt around the world. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a super day and be safe out there.